Hi there. Welcome yet again to the veritable edge of Western civilization, Venice Beach, California. It is Friday, November 8th, no, 7th. And this is show number 108, and it is 3:08, and it's a beautiful day here in the neighborhood. Epic, epic, epic. So, here's what we got so far in our version of the Aztec calendar.
The big ones look so nice.
Thank you. All right, man. There we go. Something like that. Moving it around. Another beautiful day at the beach. Really? Okay. What have we here? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Cool. It's to me. So last night, I learned about this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. I learned about this 100,000-year cycle. It's a really cool story. There was this guy named something like, what is it? Milulan Milankovitch. He was working in Croatia when this First World War broke out, and his hobby was math and astronomy. And so he was, interred in a prison for a good slice of the First World War. And while he was there, he worked out in his head and on paper using a slide rule a whole theory that had already been, the theory had been put forward before, but it had never been backed with the math, And the theory was that ice ages are much sunlight the Earth. Of and that there's a couple long cycles. I'm not sure which combination of the he worked it out, and his math and what they discovered is cycles. If you study math, weather. It's one of the main things you learn about is cycles. the three cycles that affect the onset or ending of ice age in the glacial period are to the Earth's axis, the seasons, the wobble of that tilt. The tilt goes between 22.1 degrees off of north, between 22 to 24.5 degrees. And it takes 41,000 years from one, do a complete movement from 22 to 24.5 and then back to 22. 41,000 years for it to do that. And that very unmute. Okay. So you can hear me? Yeah. Okay. So the variation between those, between 22 and 24.5 degrees off of, true north, determines how long what the temperature variations are going to be between the summer and the winter. And of course, glacier is caused by when it's the summer doesn't wipe away all the snow that comes down in the wintertime, right? So you can imagine that if the summers are really a lot hotter and the winters are a lot colder, it's going to change, it's going to have an effect on how much snow gets wiped away in the summertime or doesn't, right? And then the third factor, so you have the precession of the equinoxes, the tilts of the Earth causes causes the seasons, and that tilt takes 25,920 years for it to go like a top, go around once, right? And then the second cycle is a 41,000 year cycle, and then there's this third one, which is really interesting. And I finally understood it last night. I kept reading it. I've read about it a couple of times, and I never really understood what I knew there was a 100,000 year cycle, but I wasn't sure like what effect it had on us. And so I read about it, and then I walked outside. I was walking back to my car, and I was like, I wonder what this thing means. And then I finally got it, right? What it is the Earth's orbit around the sun is not a perfectly circular orbit. It's a what's called an elliptical orbit. It looks like it's oval, right? And that ovalness, it changes how oval it is over 100,000 years. And so that what happens is that sometimes, certain times of the year, the 4 seasons are one season, or actually 2 seasons are longer than the other 2 seasons. And this means that sometimes the summer is going to be a couple of days longer than the winter, and sometimes the spring is going to be longer than the fall, and sometimes it's going to be the other way around. And it takes 100,000 years for that. Milankovitch figured out, did the math on that. Hello, doing a live stream. So I'm not just talking to myself, I hope. Thank you. There's more in here too. So Milankovitch figured out how they all work together, and to the point where he was able to predict into the future what those, what the potential for glaciation is, and look in the past and correlate when glacial periods were happening and happened, and they link up. It's if you look at the glacial records of going back 800,000 years, it's obvious that those three factors and how they interact with one another, those three cycles, the 100,000 year cycle, the 41,000 year cycle, and the 26,000 year cycle, how they all interact with one another basically determines whether or not the Earth is going to be going through a glacial period or not. So how's that for friggin' amazing? So, it's taken me, I've been studying this part for about 4 months now, and I finally just got it so I could explain it. Of course, I need a little more work on that, because I'm sure you're baffled by what the hell it is I'm talking about. But through no fault of your own. I just love studying this stuff, I have to say. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. So last night, I went and did my meditation out on the beach for the full moon, and here it was really warm, and like July, and the moon was just so beautiful and bright. The ocean was beautiful. I almost wanted to go for a swim. So once again, there's no show on Saturday and Sunday, and the next show, number 109, will be on Monday at 3 o'clock. nowadays. Or at least we aim for 3 o'clock. So, something like that. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like it's universal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the bottom.
Chris, I gotta kill you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Cool. All right, let's try that. What's that gonna look like? Oh yeah. Okay, I remember now. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
You can't spend like that every day.
6. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Interesting. Very interesting. So it goes.
That's some good work. Here's some of mine.
Right on. Uh-huh.
God gives life.
Yeah.
Life is death.
Crazy. Crazy people. All right. Interesting. Well, let's try that. The outer loop. The outer loop. Going for the outer loop.
Are these yours? The sandals?
They're anybody's. You're welcome. Yeah, that's not going to work. Go out further. Hello. How's it going, brother?
Pretty good.
Good.
About 3 years today.
What's that?
After like 3 years today.
Magnificently. Thanks for asking.
When I get here.
What's that?
Awesome stuff.
Yep.
Thank you so much for my past stuff. She didn't see me stuff. Have a good one.
You too. So, if you are, if I am practicing my passion in life and it's not being supported, it's not supporting itself, then question mark. Today's answer to that question is can my attitude turn that around? Can my attitude turn that around? The answer is obviously, we'll see. So I'm going to begin, I decided today, to practice an experiment in radical optimism. Why radical optimism? I think just because I want to emphasize to myself that I freaking mean it. 1, 2, 3. Radical optimism. Cool. And yes, that is how it's looking. Hi there.
Hey, how much for the flower light?
They're both 120. This is $10. Put out the frame and $20 with the frame.
You make all these?
You bet.
That's awesome.
With my paws.
And what is that thing called again?
Metatron's cube. It has the 5 photonic Pythagorean solids in it. You know, the tetrahedron, icosahedron, and so forth. Yep. I didn't think of that. I can't take credit for it.
Yeah, I know.
I think the universe had something to do with that. Yeah. Yeah, you should draw it yourself, you know. Yeah, it has a definite effect on your life when you start drawing. It's one thing to look at. It's another thing to actually draw it yourself. Where y'all from?
New York.
Excellent. I'm from Cape Cod. Yeah, it is. One, two, three, four, 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this one.
Excellent. Let me show you something. I can. Sometimes it hides. It's kind of bashful. I wish I was kidding. But 2 people looked me up for this thing the other day.
They couldn't
And then,
find it.
yeah, and then I saw it later.
Wow. That's crazy.
But, you know, that's life, right?
Yeah.
This is a blow up. This is just 15.
This is a blow up of it.
No, this is the blow up of this.
This.
Right. This is my version of the American flag called the flag question.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is. It's going for awesome. All right.
I'm gonna get this one, yeah.
I'll roll that up for you. Are you together? Yeah. Pick a color. Excellent. Free hair time. Free hair time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Boom.
That should be 50.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So that's like the last one.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
This is awesome. Thank you.
And
so
there were
much.
only 3 in that print run.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's all you, baby.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much.
See you later.
How's that for, you know, emphasizing the radical optimism? That guy was really optimistic. And he's from New York City. Not a place renowned for optimism. Except on Wall Street, of course. I was thinking about my new book a lot. I was thinking about this what I'm doing, you know, studying the end of the worlds. The end of the worlds. I've been studying how the world has ended so many times on this planet. So can you imagine when you know, 10 million years ago, when the planet was covered in trees and all the apes were living in the tops of the trees, and then it started snowing, and the snow stayed. Yeah. 2.5 million years ago, the snow stayed. And it kept growing and growing and growing until the forest started to separate. And that made people have to come down out of the trees. It was the end of that world. And that inspired people to evolve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Radical optimism.
When I was one, they used to have a problem. I'm telling you what. You guys should know a lot about this. I'm like, yeah.
You know, it really trips me out that there was a time 2.5 million years ago when there were no glaciers on the planet. No glaciers at all, anywhere. We just take, most people don't even think about glaciers. Because, unless you live in the mountains, you don't really see, like there aren't really glaciers in the Appalachians. But there are up in most of the Appalachians. So the East Coast and Midwest don't really see them, and then the only place you see glaciers are in the Rockies in North America. So most people don't think about that, but you know that Antarctica is all ice, and Greenland is all ice, and craziness. Yeah, so here I am. I was talking to a friend last night on the phone, and I was telling him, give him some of my latest understandings of what all has been going on. See? Yeah. So these girls came by, and that store across the way wasn't open up, but they have a grate in front of it, and those girls started to lock their bikes to the grate, and I was like, whoa, you don't want to do that. That's going to want to open that store. And so I told them where they could lock their bikes up. Oh yeah, 5.
All right.
See, I'm like old right there. I am. Yeah.
You haven't seen Jeremiah, huh? Have you seen him today? No?
Hello. Hey, brother, what's up with your shirt? It doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's a band.
Is it? It's called Real Friends? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm like,
Yeah, no, it's a band. We were at a concert last night.
I see. What kind of music is it?
No, no. Oh, you're gonna put follow him on.
Yay! It's working. My sign. I just put it up there today.
Did you?
Yep. Signage. Hello. Life is good. It's good to see you.
Good, yeah, you too. How you doing?
Life is good. I'm telling you.
Nice painting you doing there.
Yeah, it's coming along. It's the Aztec calendar stone.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah. Have we met before?
Yeah, we did. Last time when I was down here and you were telling me what your artwork.
Okay.
Yeah, Malika.
Malika. Oh yeah, I like that.
What's your name?
David Alexander, English. Yeah.
Nice to meet you again.
Yeah. Where you headed?
Just go sit in the sun. Waiting for my son.
Right on. Enjoy.
Okay, see you. Enjoy
Yep.
too.
Bye.
Hey, we should go there.
They usually go for 10. I have frames for them as well. I haven't put out that are in the frame, they're 20. And I paint the frames too. Do you want to see that? You want to hear the story behind that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was at the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem on Christmas Eve, 1999. And I ran into a friend of mine from here. Crazy, huh?
Right.
And so I said, so what do you want for Christmas? And she said, a flyer. And I said, I know just the place, because I was camped in an abandoned Palestinian village on the edge of Jerusalem. And this village is like a couple thousand years old. Like it has there's no fixtures or anything. There's no glass. The Israeli army had gone in there and blown holes in all the roofs, right? And so it was like, it looks like an Escher painting. The way the village is built. It's like a giant pueblo or something, you know, except it's made out of this beautiful Jerusalem stone. It's like limestone, white limestone, you know. And, you know, everything has like arches like you see in here, you know. And so I built a fire in the middle of the room. And, you know, when you first start a fire, how it gets really smoky?
Yeah.
So the smoke fills the room, and it was a full moon, right? So the moonlight came through that hole in the roof. And it was accented by the smoke in the room, right? And my friend had long black hair like you, right? And she picked up this sheet and wrapped it around her. And I was standing behind her breaking up some wood for the fire. And I turned around, and this is what I saw. Yeah. And her name is Kala, right? Which means a vessel of the light. So the piece is called Kala. Yeah. Is that a selling point?
You're good.
I am good, baby. I am good. Sometimes I have my days. I'll put it that way. Yes, I did. That was a really amazing time.
Really?
Good, honey, come and get
Yeah, I mean, you know, who gets to do that,
Right?
right?
Once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
And then you run into somebody that,
Insane,
right?
insane, insane. You know, you think you're in a place where nobody knows you on the whole planet, and all of a sudden it's like, David, is that you?
Right?
You know?
It's a small world.
Yeah, it is. There might be a larger one. These are 15. Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. If you wanted a larger one, just do
It doesn't matter. You go.
You know what I'm going to say? Bigger is Betty, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I know.
But I have a vested interest.
I know. And you say you have the frame. I mean, you
Oh, yeah.
can do on this, like say the
Yeah,
small
this-
one. If I
The
want-
small one is
yeah.
20, and the larger one with the image.
Right.
And the larger one is 35 with the image.
I think I want this one with the,
With
yeah.
the frame? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, for some reason this one just, let's see. I don't know, it just seems, I don't know, it's weird. But
It's all right.
just,
It's all right. You know, when I first got to that village, I lived on the roof of one of those buildings. And it was really cool because there's grass growing out of the roof, right? And there was this almond tree that was growing out of the wall.
Wait, are you gonna tell me something? Oh,
No,
okay,
no, I'm
okay,
just
all
telling
right.
you.
No, just
This is
kidding.
called added bonus.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like the free materials on the DVD,
Gotcha.
right? But this is really cool. So the Jerusalem stones are a little bigger than that. They're about like this big, right? And this almond tree grew out of the top of like the second row from the top wall, and it captured the roots of it. It captured the stone
Oh, wow.
that it displaced, and so that's why I put my head so that when I woke up, when I opened my eyes, I'd be looking straight up the trunk of this almond tree. Yeah, it was
How
crazy.
neat is that?
It's,
Awesome.
it's pretty amazing. So, you don't mind if I sign it? Do you?
Oh, no, definitely.
Yes, of course not.
I'd love for you to sign it. It's gonna be worth more now that you signed it.
Yes, it's true. To you, and that's all that matters. Where are you folks from?
Kern County?
Right. Do you ever go to the hot springs?
Nope.
The ones that are on the river?
Well, I heard there's two. I don't know.
No, the other ones.
The ones
the
up-
ones that
up
they
higher up?
close.
Oh, no.
Those are
The ones you're
yeah.
not supposed to be going to? No.
no, but there's other ones that are right on the river,
Oh.
and it's
no.
the only
Oh,
thing
okay.
there. You know?
No.
And those are really, really amazing.
Are they?
Sterling Hot Springs. Yeah, you should check it out.
That'd be cool.
Hint, hint.
I know.
They're really hot. Like the source pool, hot. There's like about 4
Different.
pools around it, and then of course the river is frigid as frigid
Yeah.
could
They
be.
weren't here Sunday.
Red water stagnant in there.
In the river?
No, in the.
No, 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 no. Oh yeah, oh yeah,
okay, gotcha.
definitely.
That
It's
makes
got
a
to
big
be.
difference.
I'm guessing it's like 110, and so it's like
So a
that
little
one
bit
is
at first,
it's,
right? Yeah.
it's way too hot to just like relax, but it's a definite. But then there's larger pools
Right.
that are lower down from that mix the river water with the.
So that's when you
So-
want to get in.
Oh yeah,
That
definitely.
because
No, the other one there was they closed it because it was people get sick,
yeah,
But
and
this
that's
one,
why I just.
yeah,
But I didn't know there was something actually.
yeah, it's still open, still not.
7, right? Yeah, 7.
Yeah, 11-7.
7.
There you go. You're welcome so much. Already having it. Thank you. Bye. That was fun. Yeah, you know what's really funny is I hadn't made any money all day until I said that thing about radical optimism. So there, take that. I know, it could be working. Could be working. I may have started something. The ball rolling, perhaps. Okay, where are we at? We are doing this. That's what we're at. And almost done. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, that's the message I've been getting from the universe, is that the only thing standing in the way of my success, if there was anything at all that was standing in the way, it would be I need to turn up the volume on my attitude, my positive attitude. I can do that. Radical optimism. Cool. So this outer part here, there's 2 heads that face one another right here, and it's a serpent. Very interesting. And in these boxes here, there's 20 of these boxes. There's the 20-day signs of the calendar. You know, the Aztec version of the Mayan calendar. There's 20-day signs. Blips. And these 4 points here gets us back to me studying the friggin' end of the world. These are the 4 world ages that had occurred up to that point in their cosmology, that are essentially the same as the Mayan and the Hopi story of us living in the 4th world age. Yes. So 5, gotta do 5 here. One, 2, 3, 4.
That was laying on the ground.
Did they take a bunch of hair today?
Can't say that I know yet what these designate. But I probably will figure it out. Hope I figure it out before I'm done.
Once we get up there.
Ah, okay. I think I understand something here. So, let's see. What do we got? 20%? Cool. It's 404. It's 5 goes. 5 going that way too. It's interesting. Very interesting. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 60, 70, 80. Huh. Just keep coming back to a mystery. Well, let me tell you. So in here we have, there's 10 of these, and there's 5 within each one. So there's 10 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of those. So there's 50, 100, 150, 200 of those. And then 208, because there's 2 right here. Crazy. I don't understand yet. So anyway, we'll figure it out. It's very exciting. Very exciting. Oh yeah, and then there's these 10 outside. I think 1, 2, 3. 6. 6 is here. So here to there, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pins. Same on the other side. One, two, one, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. And top is the whole. What's that top look like? Yep. We're still on. Got 13 to go.
I know. I like her too.
We got, oh, 4%. Jeez. Getting lost in the work here. Let's get enough time to do some more after we go off air. All right. Hi. Get that baby over there. I'm really enjoying doing this piece. Let's take one last look before, because by the next time you see it, it'll be a lot different. And so very exciting. It's very exciting. So the message for today is radical optimism. Radical freaking optimism. Who would have thunk? That means being optimistic even when you don't have to be. That means being optimistic even in the face of stuff that says don't be. Being optimistic just because you can. Yeah, man. Things are working out. Yeah. Even the suckage is funny. Right? Right? If you stand back far enough. Oh. When it comes right down, at the end of the day, it's the stuff that you can laugh at that is the stuff you remember. With fondness. And you're more likely to recount that stuff too. Anyway. So thanks for listening to my ramblings and watching the work unfold. I never thought I would paint this painting. I was like, oh, that's too complicated. I got it, but you know, and here we are. So anyway, it doesn't look too bad. Just finished the trim for the full moon. So there, take that. Sending you some peace and prosperity. Yeah. Remember, we love you.